It's just a few days more on the countdown to Diwali, and with that, we are bringing you some of the biggest market voices for this Samvat. Let's listen in to this exclusive conversation with our seasoned market experts, Samit Vartak from SageOne Investment, Charandeep Singh, founder and managing director from Girik Capital, and Varun Daga, co-founder and fund manager of Girik Capital. Avan and me tried to quiz them about what is going to be the next Samvat like for the markets. Is it going to be a rocket? Is it going to be a first pataka? And which are the top sectors to bet on? Listen into that very interesting conversation.
I must say that trying to forecast markets over such short periods of time is obviously always difficult. I don't think sitting in October last year, people thought that you'd sit on a year of zero headline returns for the Nifty. Because I think, and I do agree with, Samit that, whereas you have a great earnings cycle happening in India right now, you also have the headwind of, somewhat elevated valuations in certain pockets. The good thing is that, Nifty earnings are going almost from 700 to 1,000 in the next 18 odd months. So that does, that'll start hopefully by then building in some valuation comfort. And we are also a pocket of growth in a market or in a world market where you have issues, the whole globe plagued with, worrying about whether how they'll pay their energy bills or how they're going to have to foot the bill of high inflation that they're not used to. So the Indian consumers in a much better place, the Indian corporate balance sheets in a much better place, and the overall Indian economy, after all the years of pain that they've gone through over the last decade or so, and all the major restructurings that have happened in India in the last 5 to 7 years, it should be primed for nice earnings growth. I think one can hang their hat on the fact that you should have much better earnings growth than the rest of the world. And of course, then you have to be a good stock picker. I think to be able to take advantage of a headline earnings growth, there will be many underlying themes that you can take advantage of if you are a smart researcher and stock picker.
Okay, Varun, and what are those smart ideas that you have for the next Samvat? Which is that space that will be the complete outperformer, do you think?
So there, first of all, happy Diwali to all your viewers and to you, your family. I wish all the best of luck and good health to everybody. We have a few themes which we believe that could be very interesting, and there are some reasons for that. One of that would be financials. We've, like Charandeep said, we've had almost a decade of financials getting restructured, bad loans getting restructured. So I think the NPAs levels, the slippages are at the lows, especially some of the PSUs. If we were just seeing that from an 8% slippage, they're down to 2%, which has been one of their best. So we could see, the financials come back, the growth also will come back. So they are now well staged for a growth. And I think what makes it exciting is that, the capital goods sector, because for the first time we are seeing the cap goods sector, what happened in 2003 to 2011, you saw massive growth, in the capital goods sector. But after that, almost 10 to 11 years of no growth, right? You had a collapse in manufacturing activities. And now for the first time, we are seeing that tick up. In fact, we were seeing that pre-COVID, we were seeing that the environmental clearances are picking up, the planning is picking up. You had better numbers in terms of, in terms of the entire data. But now, after COVID, again, we are seeing that pick up, and now numbers are above the COVID levels. So it's very interesting to see what can happen in the capital goods sector. There are a lot of great companies out there, and I think this theme could last for longer. Another theme which we like is the auto theme, where we are seeing that even in the Nifty, the earnings of auto companies are moving from about 1.5% last year to over 5% over the next 2 years. So I think auto is another sector which could be good, and we like these spaces.
All right, that's interesting, and some of the hot sectors that Varun has flagged off. But do remember, towards the end of the show, we've got the Wheel of Fortune as well, so we'll be doing a bit of a rapid fire with our guests and make things a little more interesting. But in the meantime, Samit, you said don't chase a theme, don't run after a sector because that could get bit of trouble. So what would be the portfolio approach then at a juncture like this, given the fact that you're very optimistic on the India story? You're saying that yes, we have outperformed the rest of the globe. Just looking at the overall valuation metric, what would be the appropriate portfolio strategy for the next Samvat and down the line according to you?
Right. So, as I said, I think it's important that for a really successful investment returns, I think you need valuation as well as the tailwind of earnings behind it. Right. So, I mean, as Varun was saying, there are a lot of sectors like capital goods, financials, PSUs, where the earnings momentum as well as maybe a year back, the P multiples were pretty much in favor of that. But many of the capital goods plays, I'm really positive on the capital goods side because as Varun was saying that, there is the environmental clearance applications, have doubled in the last three and a half years. There is a lot of interest from foreign MNCs moving their operations in India. The inquiries, that are today ongoing with a lot of pharma companies, whether it's chemical companies, capital goods companies have increased. But again, the problem is that capital goods segment has become really expensive. So in the long run, I'm pretty sure that India will become one of the larger sort of manufacturing hubs, and segments where there is sort of pessimism today are spaces which are export oriented. So for example, pharma or segments like specialty chemicals, which were in favor maybe a year and a half years back. But a lot of the valuations have corrected. I mean, most of these plays are down in the last 1 year. So I think that's where probably the attractiveness is. Other segment which has to do well, because which is real estate. Real estate is very correlated with the salary increase in India, right? And if you look at the BSC 500, the 50% of salaries are in IT and financials. Both of those segments are doing well, right? And we have gone through pretty long phase of stagnant real estate market, last 10 years, right? Again, real estate index, most of the stocks are down in the last 1 year. But, given that the inventory are sort of exhausted, it's almost at, 7-8 year low. If you look at the new bookings, the absorption rate is again at a 10-year high, So I think we are at the start of that phase, upcycle in the real estate segment. And generally, inflationary environment is good for real estate because as soon as because with inflation, the prices of real estate go up and people follow returns and prices. With increasing prices, the interest in real estate actually goes up. So I think even that should do well. So what I would say is that there are many themes which are looking really good, whether it's caps code, export oriented, capital good, real estate, pharma, chemicals, even textile and manufacturing, any infrastructure which is needed for putting up new factories, putting up new warehouses. The 5G theme, should do well, but one has to be conscious about the valuation. Just look at themes which have probably underperformed in the last 1.5 years. Most of the time in the next 1.5 years, I think those should outperform. And again, even within those themes, stock picking is extremely important. What I look for typically is in any segment, even if I'm positive on that segment, if there are too many players, too many competitors, typically as an investor, you don't make money. But where you make money is where there is one player who is so dominant that there is a huge competitive advantage between that player and the rest of the competition. So if you like a theme and if you find such a player, bet on it. I think generally over a longer term period, you will do exceedingly well.
Okay, so that's the theme coming in, that it's a stock pickers market. There are a lot of sectors that look interesting, right, from capital goods, financials to real estate, but it's that leadership stock that you need to really bet on. All right, let's get a move on now. And Anisha, we've got the Wheel of Fortune, Naya Saal, Nayi Shuruaat, and very interesting questions as well. This is going to be a bit of a rapid fire, guys. So we want sort of one-word answers or quick, snappy answers from all of you. So Samit, I'm going to start off to spin the wheel with you because unfortunately we don't have you guys in our studio. This is going to be your question. Interesting. Yeah. So Samit, the question is, which asset class will outperform in Samvat next year? What do you think? Equities, debt, real estate, what's your pick?
I
That's an
think
easy one.
equities, definitely in India. For India, equities, there is no replacement. Yes.
Thumbs up on equities. Okay,
Just to
let's,
warm up here.
okay, let's get the second question going for you, Samit. And this one is, what is your Diwali pledge? Now, we usually take New Year resolutions, but since this is Naya Saal, Nayi Shuruaat, what are you starting? What's the New Year pledge?
No, for me, I mean, I need to get more disciplined on, anything which is beyond the career. So, my pledge is to become more disciplined on some of the other aspects like, meditation and learning more, regards to, the Vedanta philosophy and Upanishads. And so where I've started, but, I think I do more there. So for the next 1 year, that's the pledge.
I've heard meditation is game-changing, so maybe you need to peel your eyes a little away from the markets and focus more on your personal life. Last question for you, Samit. Sector to watch out for. So you
have to
flagged
call
off a
one
few.
this time around, Samit, the top sectoral bet.
I think the top sectoral bet is going to be real estate. That's what I think. I mean, at least I don't know about the next 1 year. It's very difficult to pick. But I think real estate, if you play it well in terms of bottoms up, I think that should be one of the better one.
A lot of our viewers wish there was a top stock question, but there isn't, and I know none of you will answer it. So Anisha, let's move on to the next guest.
Okay, Varun, it's your turn now. Get the groove going, because that's the question for you as well. Which is the sector to watch out for? Varun, your call.
So we already talked about sector, but another sector which I think is very exciting is retail and consumption. We are seeing India is booming with consumers, and anybody that is selling to Indian consumers and guys with good franchise, whether it's retail or brands, I think that's one place which could be exciting.
Okay, retail is an exciting spot to be in. Let's get a move on then and get the next question going.
Include sectors like QSR.
I'm quietly going to move the wheel according to I don't know if you'll give that, but let's ask for the. Okay, we've cheated on this one fully. Your multi-bagger idea. Come on, Varun, just give one stock. You've spoken of so many sectors. You can speak about one stock that you think is a multi-bagger.
Your multi-bagger idea is yourself. Spend time on yourself. Spend time on your health, your family.
Going philosophical on us.
Try to survive longer, try to survive
Smart
20.
strategy.
Try to survive 20 years longer, you'll compound for 20 years more.
Well, as they say, health is wealth. So this Diwali, you're betting on your good health, and that's of course the biggest thing. But okay, let's bring in the last one. And this has to be the stock specific one, or at least the market specific, Varun. Nifty level next Diwali. Give us a number.
And don't get philosophical.
Best guesstimate will do. We won't hold you accountable to it.
I'm a die-hard equity. Yeah, okay, I would say 20,000 plus. Why not? If you have to pick a number, then,
20K plus, that's the view coming in from Kunal. Charandeep, you're in the hot seat, and I'm going to spin the wheel for you. Oh gosh, I can't ask the same question, can I? Let's get in this one. Now, I'm sure this you'll be able to answer. Your biggest regret or something that you wish you'd done differently. Could be market related or even personal.
I I don't know how to regret, honestly, but probably like
No one sector or stock that you're saying, damn, I missed out on that one.
Missed out on so many. I mean, I would say not missed out on, but probably wish we had held on to for a little longer. Maybe stocks which we sold out of too early. We identified pretty much all the winners, but I think the biggest learning was hold on for much longer. I mean, had we held on to these stocks for 10 or 12 years instead of 6 or 7, the upside could have been much more.